We have an incredible program tonight. You know, things are really getting exciting. The election is less than 3 weeks away. And according to the latest polls, it's going to go down to the wire. This is very, very close. Well, folks, we here at Late Night, we're like anybody else. Our staff is extremely opinionated and divided. And since this is such a crucial election, the staff has asked me if they could speak out tonight to all the undecided voters out there and give their opinions and try and sway them. So let's hear from both sides right now in a little piece we're going to call Late Night Staffers Try to Persuade the Undecided Voters. Good. That's a catchy title. All right. Now, first up is our prop assistants right now are going to speak, Glenn and Patricia Bradley, who feel undecided voters should vote for Bush. So let's hear for them. Let's hear their arguments.
Yeah, Trish and I think you should vote for Bush because, like the saying goes, you don't change horses in midstream.
Yeah, it's like a marriage. You don't dump the guy you've been with for the last 4 years just because he turned out to be a liar and a disappointment.
Yeah, it's like a marriage. You don't dump George Bush 4 years in just because she put on 48 pounds and started drinking.
Yeah, you don't bring Kerry in just because Bush can't perform in bed anymore.
Well, maybe Bush can't perform because his wife put on 48 pounds and started drinking.
Then why does Bush spend hours looking at man porn on the internet?
It's not ours, Conan.
Hours.
To get away from you!
Thank you. Thank you. All right, next up is our, it's good to hear from everyone. Next up is our stagehand, Brett Nelson. Brett, what do you think we should do?
Well, look, I mean, these two candidates couldn't be more different. So if you really can't decide after all this, I figured your brain must not work so good. So here's an idea. Go to your bank, take out all your money, and send it to me. Brett Nelson at 3 Mill Creek Drive, East Orange, New Jersey, 07018. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.
Now, some undecided voters may, in fact, be young slackers, usually males who want to vote but aren't too sure how. Here to tell you what to do once you're in the booth is our own Max Weinberg. Max?
Thanks, Conan. First of all, fellas, once you're in the booth, relax. This is your time. Next, make sure you have plenty of quarters. You don't want to run out at a crucial moment. Also, wear something loose.
Okay, Max. Max, we're talking about a voting booth, not a peep booth.
Oh, sorry, Conan. Look, guys, use a voting booth if you have to, but finish your business fast. Because after 3 minutes, people will know you're pleasuring yourself. Trust me.
That was terrific. All right. Now, the next staff member I'd like to bring out to give their opinion is Pat Decker, the show's beekeeper.
How's it going, Conan?
Pretty good, Pat. Thanks. I wanted to ask you something.
If I support Bush or Kerry?
No, I want to ask you why we have a show beekeeper.
Well, to take care of the bees.
We have bees?
No.
How much money do you make here a year, Pat?
$118,000 a year.
You make that much?
It's not as much as the show's armor polisher.
Go Nader.
I'll look into this budget. All right, folks, next up is, we just had a beekeeping outfit and we wanted to use it. You've heard from a lot of the other staff members on our staff. Well, guess what, folks? Now it's time you heard from me. Now, the network executives don't think it's a good idea for me to give my opinions. They think I should stay neutral and sort of appeal to both sides. But you know what? Screw that noise. That's what I say. This is my show. It's Late Night with Conan OBrien. I'm going to let NBC know who's really the boss. So let me tell you right now who I will be voting for.
The Apprentice, Thursdays at 9.
Furthermore, NBC, I'd like to tell everyone that I'm fully pro...
The Apprentice, Thursdays at 9.
I also support...
The Apprentice, Thursdays at 9.
And finally, on the topic of corporate greed, I've got something to say to you, NBC. I think that you should...
Thursday, anything goes with the funniest hour on television. television.
We can walk around here naked. We can, but let's not.
All new Joey and Will and Grace, NBC Thursday.
If you haven't seen Joey, check it out. For those of us who have already made up our minds, it's hard to comprehend how people can still remain undecided. Well, maybe it has something to do with what the polls mean when they say someone is undecided. Here to explain exactly what it means when you get categorized as an undecided voter is late-night word expert Simon Malone.
Undecided. Undie. Well, that's something the ladies wear under their skirts or dresses. Side, that's the side, not the front. And D, that's a lady's name. So if you're undecided, you're with a lady named D, she's just taken off her undies and you're getting a little on the side.
Probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Stupid. Stew, well, that's something you eat. And pid, that's nothing. So you just said I'm something you eat, which I am when I'm with D.
Maybe we shouldn't hear from everyone. Get out of here. Finally, viewers, if you're still undecided, maybe you should let Rufus decide.
Right.
That's right. I know you're stunned and confused. Let me explain. Rufus is the late-night staff mascot who has a knack for making the right decisions. He always makes the right decision. For example, in 1995, Ted Danson couldn't decide who he should marry, Mary Steenburgen or Lara Flynn Boyle. Well, Rufus advised him to go with Mary Steenburgen, and they've been happy ever since. Rufus is always right. So tonight, Rufus will use the same good judgment on the candidates by running through the tunnel and literally coming out for Bush or for Kerry. As you can see, one of the openings is for Bush and the other is for Kerry. Whichever ones he comes out of, that's going to be the right choice because Rufus is always right. Let's see what happens. This is very exciting. What? Wait a minute. Where'd he go? He didn't come out one of those two holes. Can we see where he came out of? Bad Rufus! Bad Rufus! Take him away, boys! Get him out of here! All right, everybody. He'll be tried for treason. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. We'll see you soon.